Right, we're joined in the UK, in Great Britain, by Ms. Great Britain, April Banbury. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. How are you?
I'm great, April. Thanks for giving us your time. Really appreciate it. Where are you right now? Whereabouts are you?
I'm at home in London at the moment, and it's lovely. We're having a lovely sunset outside, so it's not too
Oh,
bad.
amazing. The country's opening up a little bit. You're managing to get out.
Yeah.
You're doing some flying.
Yes, finally got to get back up in the air last week, and I couldn't have been happier. It's been a long time coming. So
Amazing.
yeah, I'm more than happy. I think most of us are that lockdown is lifting finally.
Fantastic. How did you get involved with aerosparks and gliding? How did that come about?
So I first met Aerosparks a couple of years ago when I just entered Ms. Great Britain.
Yeah.
Because part of the competition was to raise funds for two charities, Cancer Research and Alex's Wish.
Yeah.
And part of that, the organisation teamed up with Aerosparks to do what was called a Loop the Loop challenge. So all of the contestants, we had to raise a minimum fund in order to be able to do the Loop challenge with Aerosparks, who took us up and let us fly the plane ourselves in two loops in the sky.
Amazing.
And it was literally from that moment then on that I became addicted. I mean, obviously then I went on to win Miss Great Britain.
Yeah.
And with that, they asked me if I'd be the air ambassador. And obviously to my delight, I was thrilled and like basically chewed their arm off. But
Brilliant.
even if I hadn't have won, I still think I would have been involved with them.
That's great. So how did the lessons start, and when was it and where was it?
I mean, it wasn't soon after it wasn't too long after. We started, it must have been just before the pandemic.
Right.
Was a thing.
Yeah.
And I'd had a few flights in there, and we had a trip to Jordan scheduled as well for an air show. And then unfortunately I think it was about April time when that got cancelled.
Right.
Obviously because of COVID,
yeah.
Which put a massive hold on things. But every time the lockdown was lifted, I would go back up for a flight, and then they'd lock us all back down again. And I'd have to wait all over again.
Oh, brilliant. So you were flying just this weekend. What were you doing? What was it all about?
Yeah. So I went up in one of the gliders from one of the women from the Women's Gliding Club. She took me up and gave me a lesson, which was amazing. And then my friend Tom, who owns Avionic Watches, we flew from Retford to Rugby and then back again, and he let me fly the whole way home. So I spent more time in the air on that particular day than what I did on the ground, which is great.
That's brilliant. And I believe you're involved because you're, just to fill people in a little bit, you've got your own design company. We'll come into that in a little bit in a minute.
Yes.
But you've been looking at how to redesign aviation watches for the female market as well, to catch that fashion design. Tell me a bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, because obviously Tom from Avionic Watches, he specializes in men's avionic watches. So we teamed up together and helped him design a range of women's watches, because there was nothing to cater for the women. And I think as a woman, it's important that, it does the job whilst you're in the air, but it also looks good.
Yeah. Your design stuff, April, is absolutely phenomenal. I was looking offline.
Thank you so much.
Creations. Has that been from university, from school? When did it all begin for you, that design?
I mean, I think I was about 5 years old when I knew that I wanted to be a designer. Right. And it sort of progressed from there. Obviously went to college, went to university, and here I am designing and making wedding dresses and national costumes for international pageants.
Absolutely incredible. And is that the main focus of your work, or is it all spread equally, or how does it work for you? The time, how do you manage it all?
I don't know. I'll sleep when I'm dead. Well, obviously my, full time I'm designing and styling bridal dresses.
Yeah.
And then around that, obviously produce the watch collection. And then I obviously have my Miss Great Britain, which falls into that, doing a lot of charity work, as well as being an ambassador for Aerosparks. So I'm the type of person who needs to be busy all the time. Right. I was volunteering on the front line during lockdown because I couldn't bear to be at home doing nothing. So, where there's a will, there's a way. So yeah, I try and manage it and juggle it all as much as I can.
How are you finding the gliding lessons? I've only had one gliding flight, and it was with an aerobatic champion. Man, he really
Oh,
put me
wow.
through it. When we landed, I could hardly get out of the thing. He just really put me around the sky. How are you finding the lessons?
I absolutely love it. I'm hooked. I'm so addicted. It's like I never want to come down when I'm up there. It's just I battle with nausea a little bit when I'm up there, but each time I go up, I can stay out for longer now, so my body's getting used to it. The more I do it, but I absolutely love it, and I can't wait to finally be able to fly solo. It will be the most incredible, like the most incredible feeling in the world. Like nothing compares to it. I mean, obviously, you've been up in a glider. That it's just, it's so peaceful. It's so amazing having that perspective, like on the world.
Yeah, it's amazing you mentioned the nausea thing, because I've been around aviation 30 odd years, and it was only in the glider that I felt a little bit ill when we landed. I wonder why.
Yeah, the turbulence, the sensation of it. Yeah.
Are you doing much,
you can get through it though.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And have you got more than one instructor, or is there a team?
I think each time I've been up, I've had different people taking me. Obviously, Rob from Aerosparks has taken me up. Tom from Avionic Watches, he's taken me up, and obviously with a couple of different women from the Women's Gliding Club as well, they've also taken me up. So yeah, I feel like I've had a good array of all sorts.
Brilliant. Talking about the women's gliding, we've got the World Championships in 2022 at Rob's Airfield.
Yeah. Pardon?
It's at Rob's Airfield, isn't it? That's where the championships are going to be.
Yeah.
Will you be involved with that?
I'm excited to be supporting that as well. Helping to promote women in aviation as well.
Yeah.
Because I think people can stereotype women in aviation. Obviously, because I'm not what you'd call your typical trainee pilot, and I'm trying to sort of break the mold and open it up to everyone and anyone.
Yeah, well, that's what we find from all air sports. It's just people from all walks of life, especially from my side, from skydiving. People are just from everywhere, from all different worlds as well. But when I was talking to Rob, we were talking about how advantageous it is having somebody like you with a high profile doing what you're doing, really showcasing being in the sky to people who are probably not aware that it's something they can do as a hobby or as a sport.
Yeah, well, exactly, because obviously I have a completely different following to Rob, and most of the people that he is associated with, in the aviation world. So for me, I'm targeting a whole new range of people who never would have experienced it or seen it before, perhaps. So I've managed to get one of my friends into it, and he's having lessons. So it's great. It's working.
Where'd you go? Where is the airfield? Obviously down near London somewhere.
It's in near Rugby, Husbands Bosworth.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, it's not too far. It's quite easy. One train from London to Rugby and then straight to the airfield. So it's quite convenient.
Tell me a bit about this the Ms. Great Britain work and what's involved with that, April.
Obviously the pandemic, the pandemic hasn't helped with a lot of the stuff that I probably would have been able to have done. However, I do think I made the most of it. I'm obviously an ambassador for SEED, which is an eating disorder and mental health awareness charity. So during lockdown, I spent a lot of time supporting them and supporting their patients as well. Which was amazing. I like to sort of get involved in raising awareness for as many causes, as many charitable causes as I can, especially those that are close to my heart. Obviously this week being Mental Health Awareness Week as well. I just actually came off of an Instagram live raising some awareness about, the taboo subject of eating disorders.
Yeah. That's brilliant. That really is. It's definitely changed its image around the Ms. Great Britain kind of pageant is nothing like it was back in the 70s. I'm not really familiar with how it is now.
Yeah, no, it's you have to be seen as someone who's going to be a good role model, who wants to make a difference, in other people's lives. It's, I have this platform now, and it's enabling my voice to be heard. So I'm going to do everything I can, to make a better, more positive impact on people's lives people who may be struggling.
Yeah. Did you have any interest in aviation when you were younger, when you were a kid? Was it something you were aware of much? Or
No, I wasn't really aware of it. I mean, I never really thought about it. I mean, I've always loved flying, so I always loved going on holiday. But I would always get up and go and look out the window, you know, where the toilets are on the planes, and you can like see out the window. Well, I traveled to America quite a lot, so whenever we were going across the Atlantic Ocean, I used to stand there with like the air hostesses, like as a kid, like looking out the window, pretending like I was a bird or something. So it doesn't surprise me that now I've fallen into it.
So have you done a parachute jump yet?
I have, yes, I have.
Very nice.
And I absolutely loved it. I mean, the funniest thing is, like, I have the biggest fear of heights as well, but flying does not terrify me. So yeah, I'm obviously parachute jumping was terrifying, but the worst part was like getting off of the plane. But I had someone strapped in the back of me who basically pushed me off the plane, so I had no choice. And after that, it was great.
Where was it? Was it in the UK?
Yes. Gosh, I can't remember where it was. Up near, I think it was somewhere up near Peterborough.
So there is a place near Peterborough, called Simpson Airfield. Yeah,
I think that was there. It was a very many years ago.
Yeah, I know that place well. I was there when I was last back in the UK. I called in to see some friends. Had a great time.
So, I love it.
Tell me about with the gliding lessons, April. What about the paperwork? Is there a lot of study involved as well with getting the license?
So I haven't got to that part yet, but yes, there will be.
Yeah.
I'm just, you know, getting used to the feel and the handling of the planes. But yeah, that's going to come next. You know, you've got to know what's going on with that weather, especially, you know, more in a glider more than any other plane.
Yeah, it's true. It is. So what's the plan now for the next few weeks and months with gliding for you? How's it going to progress?
Well, I'm going to keep going up as often as I can, but obviously I've spoken to Rob about doing like a week intense course. Yeah. So I'll go up to the airfield and I'll stay for a week. You know, hopefully the weather will be on our side. And yeah, just get everything done in that week and then be flying solo. Fantastic.
Well, listen, we wish you all the best with it, April, and hopefully we can catch up with you again further down the line to see how it's all going. But
yes.
I wish you all the best with your design work, with your collaboration with Avionics Watchers, with your amazing work with Ms. Great Britain and all the charity work you're doing for that. And of course, with your flying too. Good luck. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.